Hello, everybody. It's the Film Optimist, and today I'm talking about Peter Pan. Forgive me in advance. I'm sick while I'm recording this, so if I start like hacking up a lung or I get the sniffles, again, I'm sorry. And I'm sorry for the beginning of this review. Talking about Peter Pan, the Disney movie, Disney's Peter Pan, Walt Disney Animation Studios Peter Pan. I believe I can fly. I don't think that song is in this film, but I think R. Kelly was inspired nonetheless. That didn't that didn't really age well. I just want to be clear. I just want to talk about that for a second. My phone's slipping. I just want to talk about that real quick and address that. I knew R. Kelly was a piece of shit. All right, music awesome, great music. Fucking piece of shit. You piss on an underage girl. I mean, the writing's on the wall of what kind of person you really are. That should not be like up for debate. What the fuck? But what can I say? I was 20 years old when I wrote this review, and I thought that was fucking hilarious, and wasn't really. This came out in 1953. This is Disney's 14th film. Wow. You all know the tale. Peter Panning. It's Peter Banning, right? It's Peter Banning, right? Hold on, wait 1 second. Cast. Peter Banning. I said Peter Panning. Peter Banning, last name according to the movie Hook, was kidnapped by Tinkerbell, and she raised him like he was her own. You know, because she can't have human babies. Captain Hook and Mr. Smee do things, and Wendy goes to Neverland with Peter and her brothers. I love a happy ending. Drinks are on me. I don't drink. I'm only 20. I don't want to grow up. I like the little emoji that's like the D semicolon. It's like, fun fact, the song Antarctica by Hands Like Houses is actually about Peter Pan. Go on, listen to the lyrics. It has nothing to do with the film. It is a pretty cool song. So go check it out. It's a pretty cool song. Okay, those last minutes of the film made my heart twinge. I wasn't going to say anything about loving Disney, but then Peter Pan goes and makes me feel all warm. Damn you, Disney, I love you. Yeah, this was during the era where, like, the films were okay. You know, like, these are classics. But let me go up this way. There we go. That's the one. So, like, fuck, go back. Sorry. Excuse my language. So we got Snow White, got Pinocchio, Fantasia, Dumbo, Bambi, and then Saludos Amigos caps off the package film period, where it's Saludos Amigos, Three Caballeros, Make Mine Music, Fun and Fancy Free, Melody Time, The Adventure of Ichabod and Mr. Toad, because all the people went to war. When they came back and they were able to actually like sit down and make something, they made a banger of a film with Cinderella. Then they did Alice in Wonderland. Peter Pan is a film that, for me, it's fun up to a point, and then these movies never really tear me up, nostalgia or not. Like, I don't remember watching this when I was a kid. I had no knowledge, like I say in the review, of Peter Pan really, except that he's the boy that doesn't grow up. And women played him in like the stage plays. Why does it look like a vein sticking out my head? But other than that, like, I don't know shit. And Hook, you know, I fucking loved Hook. And we'll talk about that eventually. But fuck. The controversy. Shall we address the controversy? In this woke world, this liberal, the left are ruining everything. What what made the red man red? Hmm. Peter Pan has been criticized in recent decades for its broadly stereotypical treatment of the Native Americans. In the song "What Made the Red Man Red," the Native Americans are called Injuns, and their skin color is attributed to the supposed first Native American prince blushing after being kissed by a woman. That's cute, right? There's nothing wrong with that. They're they're just blushing. Mark Davis, one of the supervising animators of the film, said in an interview years after the production that I'm not sure we would have done the Indians if we were making this movie now. And if we had, we wouldn't do them the way we did it back then. The Native Americans were not included in the 2002 sequel, Return to Neverland, which we'll talk about next week. But they were included in a tie-in video game. Yeesh. In 2021, the film was one of the several that Disney limited to viewers 7 years and older on their streaming service Disney Plus, citing depictions of Native American characters that were stereotypical and not authentic, and references to them as Redskins. Yeah. Yikes. There's so many people that are like, oh man, this such a sensitive world we live in now. Like, do you not think of how like Native American people feel about this shit? And like some Native American people are like, we don't need to be defended, whitey. We fucking, who gives a shit? Like, who cares? It's not that big of a fucking deal. Some, but overall, it should not have fucking happened. It's the worst, probably the worst song that Disney's ever put out, ever. I've been playing this Disney game friend with my Disney game song. Is where we grade every Disney song from every movie. I've been playing it with my friend Jabari. Go check out Lord Chrome 75, right? Did I get it right? Shit, please. Oh God, please. And we passed this one, and we were both agreed like F. It's fucking awful. It's not even just like the lyrical content. It's not a fun song. Lord Chrome. Lord, no. 75. Yeah. I gotta put it all together, don't I? Yes. What is it? Is it 375? Oh fuck. Oh no. Now I'm all fucked up. Yeah, Lord Chrome 375. Go check out Lord Chrome 375. We got the badass logo. It's talking about a lot of Sonic right now. A lot of Sonic Frontiers. A little cross promotion right there. You like that? But Peter Pan, so like that completely takes me out of it. You know what I mean? I think if I was younger, I grew up saying like cowboys and Indians. My parents grew up saying cowboys and Indians, and then at a certain point, it's like that's not fucking cool. They're not Indians. They're Native Americans. Get that shit right. And it's not exactly the same thing as like calling black people African Americans. This is like, because they're not from fucking Africa. I've talked to way too many people about this shit. But Native Americans is like they're native to America. They were from here. They're not fucking Indians. This isn't India. I think why do they call them Indians? Because like they thought it was the West Indies or some shit. Still, it's like it's not what they're. It's inaccurate and it's incorrect, and shouldn't be offended that we don't use those words anymore. Redskins. Good lord. Yeah, Peter Pan. So that kind of takes me out of it. Tiger Lily's awesome. I think she's an awesome character. They did her wonderfully, and then she goes back to her tribe, and they're like. And then after that, the film's fine. Captain Hook's cool. Um, fuck, what is his name? Bobby Driscoll had his whole life ruined from after this film, right? Yeah, Bobby Driscoll. He was awesome. He's a dick. Peter Pan's a dickhead. Tinkerbell's a hot-headed, non-speaking pixie fairy. Catherine Beaumont. Um, funny story. Uh, the film before this one came out 2 years before, July 28th, 1951. Alice in Wonderland. Also starred Catherine Beaumont. She was Alice, and now she's Wendy. That's fucking incredible. We need a little British girl. Catherine Beaumont. Let's go. Paul Collins is John Darling. Yeah, John and Michael are her brothers. Yeah. Heather Angel is Mary Darling, the darling children's sage and kind mother. She is much calmer and more understanding of the daughter's stories than her husband, even though she takes them all with a pinch of salt. There's Nana, the Saint Bernard. Hans Conried as Captain Hook. In keeping with tradition of the stage play, Conried also voices. Am I saying his name right? Fuck. Also voices George Darling, the Darling children's moody, dramatic, practical, but ultimately gentle father. He's at first frustrated by Wendy telling the boys imaginary tales about Peter Pan, dismissing them as immature, but later changes his mind. That's simplifying things. Bill Thompson, Mr. Smee, Lost Boys, Stuffy Singer, Robert Ellis, Jeffrey Silver, Johnny McGovern. June Foray, Connie Hilton, Karen Kester, and Margaret Carey. Candy Candido is as the fierce-looking but well-meaning chief of the Native Americans. Candy Candido. June Foray is the Native American squaw. So she did 2 roles. Tom Conway is the narrator. The Mellow Men. The Mellow Men did a lot of shit. The second star to the right shines the light for you. That's a great song. It's a great fucking song. That was originally, because I got songs on the brain. Let's talk about this shit real quick. The second star to the right was originally Beyond the Laughing Sky for Alice in Wonderland. And they were like, this doesn't feel right in this one. We have enough songs for Alice. I think we're good with this one. Maybe we'll say that, but we like this jingle. Ding, doom, 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 doom. Like, it sounds pretty good. Well, let's see if something else comes up. The second star to the right. That's fucking good. That's a great song. I think Jabari said it was like B or A. I was like, you fucking kidding me, dude? To me, that's almost an S. Yeah, we're ranking them by grades. I don't know if I mentioned that. Yeah, I said F for what's it called? So what made me emotional at the end, I mentioned it, like he changes his mind. That's an oversimplification. Yes, Mr. Darling. What's his name again? I forgot already. George. They get dropped off. Bye Peter, bye. It's like, oh, that's nice, And there's a cloud that looks like a pirate ship that's passing by the moon. And they're like, bye, bye, bye. And I think Peter Pan and the other boys, the Lost Boys, they took over the ship at this point. Going across the moon, and they're like, oh, bye. And they're like, what are you talking, like, who are you talking to? And then the mom's like, oh. And she's like, and then the father shows up, and he's like, what? George, what's going on here? And then he's like, and he sees it, and he's like, I think I remember seeing that ship when I was a young boy. And I was like, oh, I like got so emotional. It's a good scene. I've rambled on long enough in my sick state. Almost about to hit the 15-minute mark. We'll end it here. You guys have a good one. What did you guys think about Peter Pan? I'll be talking about the sequel next week. as I mentioned earlier, bye everybody.